Hey YouTube, Coppersan here. Coin capping in MapleStory can be tedious, so today I want to share with you a couple of classes that might make this task just go a little bit faster. We're looking into classes that can destroy entire maps with the press of a button, and ideally without too much funding. Sorry, mechanics, shadowers and night lords. If you're looking to create a coin capping mule, I might be able to interest you in the Explorer Ice Lightning Mage or Fire Poison Mage. Almost all events in MapleStory start at level 101, and 4th job is where those two mages are already popping off. With great mobbing and massive AoE attacks comes great coin capping. If those classes are below level 200 for you, make sure to also make use of an ancient and unique mechanic that nowadays only a handful of classes can take advantage of: elemental weaknesses. Monsters in the Maple world, outside of those newer level 200 plus areas, are weak to certain elements. So if you for example are grinding on an Ice Lightning Mage, Spirit Vikings are weak to lightning, and so are the monsters in the Forsaken excavation site, to name just a few. You'll deal more damage against those monsters. Combined with your Infinity skill, the Ice Lightning Mage can deal a mean amount of damage to monsters weak to their elements. If you are above level 200, coin capping on the Ice Lightning Mage gets even easier. With the Ice Age skill and your placeable summons, you can take out the trash in any map with ease. Use Bolt Barrage when your summons are down and just chain lightning the rest. You'll have your coins capped in no time. And the same goes for the Fire Poison Mage. Below level 200 you can use your Poison Regen and fire based attacks. Ghost Pirates and monsters looking like a tree or ice are generally weak to fire, so you can take advantage of that as well. And logging into my higher level Fire Poison Mage, after level 200 you can... my gear expired. Shit. You can even without any proper gear make use of your massive 5th job skills that all have very low cooldowns to decimate the map. This class has a few more buttons to press than the Ice Lightning Mage, but in general mobbing is sick on this class as well. One of my personal favorite coin capping mules above level 200 is the Cannoneer, the Michael Bay of all classes. The class even sounds a bit crazy. Boom! Blow it up! Still better voice acting than Chris Pratt. Before level 200 this class has some good range on its bombing attacks, but it's only after the 5th job advancement that things get cracked up a notch, with massive AoE explosions that rain down from the sky, summons that can take care of parts of the map, and of course you have those massive cannonballs that slowly travel across the map to destroy any unfortunate plumber that crosses their path. Cannoneers aren't a class that can easily one-shot monsters without upgrading a bit first, but that doesn't really matter because you're hitting monsters with so many attacks and so many explosions, they'll die relatively fast anyway. It isn't as lazy as the Ice Lightning Mage, but really fun, at least for me. Speaking of laziness, the king of laziness is probably Luminous, or maybe Pathfinder. But anyway, Luminous has a reflection skill. The skill is the best mobbing skill, seriously, hands down. You might have a different opinion, and I respect that, but just so you know, it's wrong. Reflection is like Chain Lightning, but on steroids. And with the Ignition update that is dropping mid-November, this skill will get buffed even more. This is a small disclaimer though, nothing is yet confirmed for the Ignition update for GMS and MapleStory. I'm just making assumptions based on our actual patch code. I'm making messages. But Reflection is just one of those tools Luminous has. They also have a big door that doesn't cost an arm and a leg, but it does destroy monsters very efficiently. Same with their Conduit skill that can take care of monsters with ease. Now that the teleport has been buffed with the recent updates, they're great to play and get around with, even for those lower funded Luminouses that have to move around quite a bit. This class has decent base damage, great survivability and amazing mobbing. You can go Netflix and Maple without actually keeping an eye on the screen half of the time. So if Luminous is the king of laziness, then Pathfinder is probably the queen of laziness. Just find a small map, macro your 1st and 2nd job, and press fire while occasionally looking the other way. Yeah, this is literally it. Pathfinders have decent base damage, and starting from level 101, their mobbing is very simple. They really shine in smaller maps, but they can use their excellent mobility to move around quickly as well. Their 5th job skills only complement their mobbing even more. The only downside is that you might fall asleep while grinding though. Wow, you're still here? These classes didn't interest you? Alright, let me check. Can I interest you in the Lara class? This class controls those elementals from that Spider-Man movie that need to be refreshed every now and then. You can even take a short micro nap before you refresh them. Lara gets her summons with her 2nd job advancement, and they grow even bigger after the 4th job advancement. Lara is one of those crazy mobbers that can work really well with bigger maps. Her 5th job skills complement her even more, giving her even more big attacks to mob even faster with. Lara is the definition of spawn killing. Monsters generally don't last longer than a second. She does come with the downside though that she doesn't have magic guard. She does take reduced damage, but you'll need to keep an eye on her HP at all times until you hit level 200 and get enough Arcane Force. After that it's just Netflix and Maple. And you might get a small tan from all those particles and effects that are on the screen non-stop. The next class has fallen from grace, but is still an amazing mobber. This class was the undisputed goat of mobbing for years. Remember the Kana meta? Ha, good times. Yeah, those days are over now, but this class can still hold their own when it comes to coin capping. With multiple summons and big AoE attacks, mobbing is a breeze. You just gotta buy your own totems now when you're grinding. Coin capping before level 200 can already go pretty fast, and after, with their 5th job attacks, this gets leveled up even more. With bigger summons and the pentagram that pops out every now and then, Kata is not super strong per se, but just like the cannoneer, you land so many blows that it just doesn't really matter. There's so much stuff hitting the monsters, they'll die really fast. Oh, and there's also that other Sengoku class, Hayato. You wanted full screen attacks, right? Have you considered perhaps getting a Hayato? You need to get this class to level 200 for the Legion effect anyway, and after level 200 you got your coin capping machine ready to go. So here I am, standing in the middle of the map, switching between different almost full screen attacks. This is not the reboot server, mind you, so the monsters do die a bit easier. But as you can see, I sometimes even move and have to use a normal skill to charge my meter a bit. Disgusting, I know. But thankfully, I can already at level 200 without any gear or nodes. Just FMA almost 100% of the time. Getting this class to level 200 is definitely an experience, but Hayato is pretty crazy when it comes to mobbing and their 5th job skills. Man, I was going through all my characters and suddenly I remembered a few more classes that I probably should include before people start screaming at me in the comments. Buccaneers have gained a lot of popularity after the Destiny update. With a strong enough Lord of the Deep skill, they grind by simply jumping around the map using one of their many mobility skills. Their mobbing and 5th job skills are pretty big as well now. Not mage level big, but once you get strong enough to get your Lord of the Deep to start one-shotting, that's that circle that's spinning around you, this class grinds by simply moving around, which is a bit less boring and less lazy than the other grinders on this list, but still pretty fun. Another class that has gotten a lot of popularity after the Destiny update is the Marksman. This class, their 5th job skill Split Shot, has even more uptime now, and with that their mobbing got buffed as well. It is a more active playstyle compared to some of the other classes that are on this list, but the high base damage makes one-shotting monsters very easy, and the massive range of your attacks works very well on wider maps. Again, it's not Ice Lightning Mage or Lara levels of grinding, but being able to one-shot monsters easily is pretty important when it comes to coin capping, so the Marksman works pretty well for that. If you can't choose between a mage class and a more traditional class, then how about the battle mage? This class bonks monsters on the head with their weapon. It's the best of both worlds. Battle mages are only great coin cappers after reaching the 5th job advancement though. We don't really talk about what happens pre-5th job advancement. Battle mages have a couple of summons. They can easily take care of big parts of the map. You can just go and chill while those are out. Once they expire, you pop out your aura sight, 5th job skill, loot your things while you easily destroy the map, which is the best teleport of any mage class. Seriously, I don't actually recommend playing this class, because every other mage you'll play afterwards just doesn't feel the same. The teleport skill on this class is so good. But anyway, once your aura sight is depleted, you pop out your summons again and repeat. This is a really old character with messed up gear and stats, and mobbing is still pretty amazing. There are 2 classes left for this video, so you better start making some choices fast. Next I have in store for you the Dawn Warrior. You jump, you attack, explosions happen, such is the way of the Dawn Warrior. Grinding is simple, with not that many skills to use. Their mobbing as is already is pretty good, but once you hit the 5th job advancement, the additional explosions from those skills just make things so much easier. This is another tanky class with good base damage and plenty of AoE that makes coin capping a breeze if you prefer a more of a jump around and attack playstyle. Another class that is sorta similar but cranked up a notch is the Adele class. This class can summon swords that can take care of all monsters on the screen. She also has a place down attack, and her cleave attack does good damage without the need to spend a lot of mesos upgrading your gear. Once you get to the 5th job advancement, things just go from great to amazing. Only 6 swords that fly out? Ha, weak! How about 18 more? Adele is a thing. Her other 5th job skills also allow her to spawn a few more swords, create a storm of swords around her, or summon a big sword that deals big damage. Adele is the Lord of the Swords and can be used as a coin capping mule if you do like easy mobbing and swords, of course. Those were my picks for the easy coin capping mules, but I do have some other tips. Make sure to use spawn boosting totems from the cash shop if you want to boost your coin capping speed or if you're hunting monsters during those events. Make sure to also train up monsters that you can one-shot to speed things up. You can go to monsters up to 20 levels below your level if that helps out. I hope this helps you pick out a coin capping mule, but do keep in mind any class can be a coin capping mule if you're brave enough. And that was all for today. Got any other coin capping classes that I totally missed? Feel free to share those in the comments too. And as always, many thanks to our members for making these videos possible. Thanks to Niels de Coninck, Raar maar waar, Sebastian, Hanoy, Ryalias, Terry Kim, Vareese, Mora, Wiley, Historycanon, BackSpaceOTI, Saffronyx, Ziggydeer, Flidiot, Knifesu, Cloudfix, Gusus Rodriguez, Digby, Vira, Trevor, Michael Menchaca, Ratius, Justin Vale, Silvio Nato, Afterlord_MS, Striker Elk, Tide1 Pun, Radical Jaws, Ricer Are Sir Tito 655, Mathias Simonsson, PC Game Life, The Passenger, Martin Panzik, Conrad Crystallis, Ace Light, Mr. Anarch, Ben Wolf, Max Bernhardt, Muka 1017, BMB King, Scotty Flies Fast, Priscilla, Brandon Cam, Vake Botnet, Fekko, Victor Sundstrom, ceemak, Only, Rashid Alhard-Moody, Gerlando Belavia, Gianfranco Calderon Canavero, Lucky Beats, Matthew Def, Gummy Bullet, Lord Fazil, and Spuds D. Kaiser. Thank you all so much for watching. Stay safe and happy mapling!